Today is August 25th, 2023. Just a reminder to whomever listens to this, we're approaching a super full moon, a blue moon, a black moon in Pisces. That calls for a lot of emotion. Pisces is connected with emotions, with empathy, willingness to help. So yes, a super full moon coming, ending August with a bang. For me, this month has been very interesting. A lot of discovery, self-discovery, a lot of truth revealing itself to me. I actually asked for the truth, and I discovered something very interesting. I decided that I'm going to follow all the cycles of the moon with my intentions. The first quarter and so on. And it is actually a very good practice. Every 7 days, you're assessing, you're tweaking your intentions. You're seeing what you need to let go, make room for better things. You're facing the reality, and I say reality with big quotation marks. I want to share something that I experienced, and thus I learned something new. Prior to going through with my first quarter affirmations, again with the bath, the incense, the candles, the music in the background, that kind of thing. And of course, the activity prior to this, cleansing my place, my bathroom, trying to reach a state of stillness and calmness against all odds. And I set an intention prior to my little ritual. I said, I want to know the truth. I want people to tell me the truth against their own will. And something interesting happened the next day. Among other things, but this one was blatantly in my face. Intentions in action. And the power behind setting intentions. I was waiting for a parcel from Amazon. And I just had no noise in my apartment, just to hear when the person knocks on my door. And at some point I heard a thud outside my apartment. There are lots of noises outside of my apartment. Typically, There are children, there are people talking loudly, stuff like that. Not all the time, but it's not something unusual. However, me waiting for this parcel to arrive, I said, okay, I'm gonna check it out. I checked my door several times for every noises, but in this instance, I went to check because I heard a thud. And as I opened the door, I saw my parcel. And then I looked to see if the delivery guy was still there. He reached the elevator. He was walking towards the elevator. Obviously, he's back against my door. And the Scorpio in me had to say, thank you very much for knocking on my door. And this guy, still with his back turned against me, he said, no, I did not knock on your door. And I found that very shocking. Because he didn't say that out of spite. He just blurted the truth out to me. And other things happened which I will not share. However, the bottom line is you need to set intentions. And what I discovered is it doesn't really matter when you set your intentions, as long as they come from a place of truth, from within yourself. I want to know the truth. Regardless of how unpleasant it may be. And another thing that I wanted to share, I had this conversation with my mother. And she was telling me that she didn't know that her own daughter thinks pretty much thinks. I know it sounds weird, but when I started sharing some thoughts with her, she was amazed. She said that she didn't really thought about what I was sharing. And she was surprised of my take on things. And I said to her, that is because I listen. I listen to what people say. I listen to things that people do not say. It is a very important thing to actually listen to whatever someone is sharing with you. There are things that can tell you a lot about the state of mind that person is in. For instance, why did they have to share that specific thing with you? It's almost like reading something, and there's an innuendo in there, in between the lines. I don't know about you, but I try to figure out what the message is behind the written words. And while it may mean nothing, it may be just a figment of my imagination, I see nuances in what people share and people write. People express themselves in many ways. And they all have to be assessed, like the way they present themselves in the world. Are they putting up a facade? Or this is really who they are? Our society has taught us to follow some rules, to put up appearances, to basically suppress who we really are. So try when you talk with someone, really listen. And don't feel compelled to offer a solution just because you had enough of the discussion. You just want that person to stop telling you whatever they're telling you. Okay, I get the gist. Why don't you try this? And now let's move on. I have some things to say too. It's all about respect. You respect someone by giving them your attention, your undivided attention. Even if it is not a subject that interests you, this is something that a person, another human being, is sharing with you. And while the temptation is to drift out and tune them out, and you're just catching a few words here and there, and then something piques your curiosity, and you ask a question, while the answer was already given in what that person was telling you. This is when you reveal to the other person that you are actually not listening, not really listening. I am interested in what people share with me. I give them my undivided attention. And the fact that I expect the same from them is my own shortcoming. Because there are things that maybe they are not meant to be shared. At least not with some people who are not ready to listen to what you are saying. Enough about that. The main idea is this is a very powerful super full moon in Pisces. What I forgot to mention in my previous full moon moon videos. It's that because for me it's second nature. But I was going through this book by Yasmin Bolan, Moonology. I have it right here, actually. More working with the magic of lunar cycles. In the mental state I'm not capable of reading something for a very long period of time at all. But I perused and I tried to look into the things that interest me at this current moment. And I realized what I have not mentioned is when you try to do your own little thing, setting goals, clearing stuff up, decluttering. I realized I never mentioned that because for me it's second nature. And what that is simply to be grateful, to have that sense of gratefulness in your heart, and to forgive the people that wronged you and wrong you constantly, and forgive yourself. It is an important step in reaching that balance, that harmony, that state of stillness and calm, when you can open your heart and put out your intentions. It is very important to be grateful, to forgive others and yourself, knowing that no one is perfect, including yourself, obviously. Knowing that this is a constant, dynamic, it is a process of transformation that you need to embrace at all times. Learn from all experiences, no matter how big, no matter how small, there is always something to learn. There's always something that you want to achieve. It may seem you go in circles when you're doing these things, even in a relationship with people. You seem to go in a loop, when in fact it is not. Unless you do not learn anything from the process. You transform this loop into a spiral, elevating your consciousness, elevating yourself, and knowing there is no stopping. This process will never stop unless you do. From now on, I have decided it is very important to develop a spiritual practice daily. Same way you brush your teeth in the morning and at night. Same way you do so many other things in the 3D world, you need to set up a spiritual practice every day, being grateful, feeling love towards everything. And it sounds lame. It sounds so new age kind of thing. But it is true. It is actually true. When you are filled with love inside, you are at peace. Another thing that strongly sounds aligned with love and more powerful, actually reinforcing love, is truth. I started saying to myself that the truth is my sword. Among other things. These are powerful concepts. Love and truth, balance and harmony, calm, self-love. No matter what happens around you, when you access these tools, let's say, you create your own bubble and you are able to see things more clearly. So this is something that would benefit us. I wonder what would happen if everyone, or a majority, or even a minority, is asking for the truth to come out. It is probably a result that would be very shocking. Because quite frankly, we are drowning in lies. But I like to think that this is possible. We start demanding truth to be revealed to us. So then we start fresh. We assess. We make decisions. And the most important one is, may the truth always blossom. And along with it, we blossom as well. Be well, everyone. I love you. Take care.